Students, in this short tutorial, we are going to see the difference between a back cross and a test cross. Okay, so we'll see first what is a back cross. So a back cross is a cross between an F1 hybrid and any one of its parents. So if we take this example, P1 and P2 are the two parents which are crossed, and you get the F1 offspring or the F1 hybrid. So if the F1 hybrid is crossed with any of these two parents, and as you can see here it is crossed with P1, the offspring that you get, okay, is a result of a back cross. So why are F1 hybrids back crossed with their parents? Now this is of use in horticulture, in animal breeding, in agriculture, and it is done in order to achieve offsprings with genetic identity very close to that of the parent. In a test cross, what happens? So a test cross is done in order to ascertain the genotype of a dominant individual. What does this mean? It means that you know that an individual is dominant, but you don't know whether it is a homozygous dominant individual or a heterozygous dominant individual. So in this example here, you can see the pea plant. Okay, so we know that purple flowers or violet flowers are a dominant trait in pea, and white flowers are a recessive trait. So uh, we know the phenotype that it is purple, but this purple phenotype could be a result of a genotype that is homozygous. That means it could be a capital P combination, or it could be a heterozygous dominant individual. That means in that case it would be a capital P small p. So, how do we ascertain what is the genotype of this dominant individual? To do that, there is a simple solution. You do what is called as a test cross. In a test cross, you can see here, you take the dominant individual and you cross it with an alternative form of that trait, which is recessive. So, in this case, you are crossing a purple flowered plant with a white flowered plant. So white flowered is recessive. So recessive, we know the genotype small p. As we have already studied that recessive is always homozygous. Okay, and in order to find out what are the offsprings from this cross, you draw Punnett squares. This again we have already covered in the previous tutorial. So here you can see that there can be two scenarios depending on whether or not this plant was a homozygous dominant plant or a heterozygous dominant plant. So if, say, in case 1 it is a homozygous dominant plant, what would be the resultant offspring? So if it is homozygous dominant, means it is capital P capital P. So here we write the possibilities of gametes, capital P capital P. These are your gametes of the recessive plant, and when you fill up the Punnett square, you can see that all plants, that means 100% of the offspring obtained here, will be purple, or of the of or resembling one of the parents, right? So if all 100% turn out to be like that dominant parent, then we can safely say it is a homozygous purple individual. What is scene 2 or scenario 2? If it was a heterozygous individual, then its genotype would have been capital P small p. So if you write the gametes here and you write the recessive gametes here, now look at the situation. The Punnett square will reveal that 50% of the offsprings are like one parent and 50% of the offsprings are like the other parent, which is recessive. So if you get 50% dominant offsprings and 50% recessive offsprings, you can safely say that this dominant individual was not a homozygous dominant individual but a heterozygous dominant individual. I hope this is clear.